Hi, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of the virtual celebration of Kinon's 35th anniversary. And today we'll take you on a deeper look at what Kinon means to the Louie family.
Family is a powerful word. It triggers memories and feelings because we know that it's much more than having a simple biological connection. For Asian cultures, family means respect, support, and a connection to life itself. At Kinon, our mission is to honor family and to always be there for our Asian elders.
Chinese is all about family. It's all about respect. When we go to Kinon, we see other residents and we address them as aunties and uncles, and that's very important to our culture.
Hello, this is Tim.
Tim Louie has always been a strong supporter of Kinon since the beginning. A third-generation owner of the legendary Tsue Chong Noodle Company, Tim recently retired. His relationship with Kinon changed when he and his father, Henry, were no longer able to care for his mother, Lena, at home. They faced one of the most difficult decisions any family will make, transitioning a loved one away from their home. Kinon was the best choice for her care.
It was a big adjustment for my mom. You're moving out of her comfort zone of a home that she's familiar with into a totally strange place. But with Kinon, with the commonality in culture and the speaking of the language and the food, it really helped her transition quite quickly into her new lifestyle.
When you consider that most people prefer to age in their own homes, transitioning to a place that provides the care and comfort that's right for them is important. For Tim's family, Kinon was the next best place to home.
So most people want to age in place, but there comes a point when they can't do that any longer. And so we at Kinon want to provide that next best place for them.
Kinon is unique in that it provides meals that are familiar to the residents, a staff that speaks the language they're comfortable with, and provides a level of care that makes both elders and their families feel at home.
The caregivers are very good. They love and they just pour out their hearts to the residents. They get involved with them every day. I see them interacting, playing games with them, helping them just get better, live a better lifestyle.
What Kinon provides is special, a level of care that extends to the entire community. Through education and social events, we continue to bring together families with a common culture.
So it's the food, the language, and the cultural competency. That's why Kinon is important for the community, and that's why this can feel like a second home for seniors.
There's a Chinese facility specifically for the Chinese community, and it's gonna help them transition. Anywhere else, it might be a foreign place. This is really the closest thing to caring for your loved ones at home.
For 35 years, we've served our Asian elders, born out of a deep need and realized through the generosity of the community. We have always been here to provide that next best place to home. And with your continued support, we will always be here to honor and serve our families. We are Kinon.
What a beautiful video. That was fantastic. That was shot back in February, and here with us now, Tim Louie and his wife, Linda. Thank you so much for being here and talking to us today. And I should let you know that I have actually kind of met your mother before, because months ago, I started this program where kids would draw pictures and messages for folks in long-term care centers who weren't able to see people because of the pandemic. Kinon was sweet enough to send me some pictures, including of your mother holding up one of those pictures. She had such a big, beautiful smile on her face. She looked so happy and so comfortable and at home. And we know that that is something that Kinon really provides, is a feeling of home. So would you mind just letting us all know how your mom's doing right now?
Oh, mom's doing great. She really likes the community there. Mainly, it's her own culture. There's the food, the interaction with people, even the ability to speak Chinese freely amongst the staff and her fellow housemates, I call them. She's doing really, really well.
Housemates. Well, Linda, can you give us some insight into how the setup at Kinon really allows your mother-in-law to thrive and stay active?
Yeah, so we not only are the staff friendly and they speak the language that she's used to, right? Having that Cantonese speaking really helps. Even though her English isn't too bad, but it's what touches her, right? It's inside, right? And so having the food and there's people there that are living there that she knows. So it's a family. Then it's just not a place to stay, but now it becomes a part of her. She can relate because these are her friends. She shares her, everyday activities and also reflect in the past some of the stuff that they've done. So it's a whole, it's a warm feeling. But it's friends. It's not just a place to stay.
Absolutely. And right now, especially in this time, we're certainly finding that any sense of family we can find is even more important because sometimes we can't get as close to our own families as we'd like to be. But can you tell us a little bit about how Kinon has allowed you two to be active and stay involved with your mom?
Well, with COVID-19, it's really a blessing that we have Kinon to take care of my mom. We would just not be able to provide care for her if it wasn't for Kinon. She is on the ground floor, so when we visit, we are able to keep social distance, and we can talk through the window and wave at her. The grandchildren and my dad visit her frequently, and that really cheers her up. Unfortunately, we can't take her out. We look forward to the time when it's available.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that will be very, very soon. Well, please give your mom my best, and thank you so much for sharing so much about what Kinon means to you, what it's done for you, and what you've done for it. Really appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you for your wishes. Take care, Monique.
Thank you. You too. So we really just saw how important it is to have really a second home for your loved ones. Please, maybe you want to support that right now, just like Mrs. Louie needs that place. Maybe your own relatives will, or maybe you just have other people in the community who you're thinking about right now and would love to contribute. So please consider making a financial gift today. A link is provided below. And we thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week.